Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this Swift analysis video, we are going to talk about enumerations, also known as enumerators, and they are a way to create custom data types with their own limited set of values. So as you can see, the way to create an enumerator, which is essentially creating a new data type, is by typing in the keyword enum, the name of the enumerator, capitalized, curly brackets, and using a case keyword, and after that, using the name of the case that you want to set. So in this case, this particular enum has 4 different cases, 4 different options. So if you use a variable and set it to the food data type, it can only hold 4 different values. If you wanted to add another value, you would have to type in case and then the name of the value. So in this case, how about we put in bread? So now in the world of the food data type, there's only 5 different kinds of foods: nachos, pizza, smoothie, sushi, and bread. Okay, so how do you use an enumerator? As mentioned in the calorie app videos, enumerators are usually used with switch statements. So let's examine the switch statement right here. And before we get into it, it's part of the choosy robot, and the choosy robot has 3 different things in it. It has a plate that can hold food. It has a function or method that's called eat, and a function or method called inspect. Okay, and then we have a switch statement. And we touched on this very briefly, but a switch statement is a kind of conditional, much like an if-else statement that is able to control the flow of our program depending on a certain condition. In this case, we are switching the flow of our program depending on the value of plate. And as you can see, there are 4 different cases where we outline case, food.nachos, and then a colon, and then what we want it to do. And there are 4 different cases. Right here in this switch statement, we can see how exactly to use an enumerator. To use an enumerator, we need to use the name of the enumerator, and then a dot, and then the name of the case. So that's the way we also use to assign items to a variable. As you can see in the variable plate of type food, we assign a food to it by typing in food.nachos. Now you can actually remove this if you wanted to, because Swift will infer the data type of nachos based on the data type of plate. So this is also acceptable, but for now we can keep it as food.nachos for clarity. So the switch statement uses our enumerator for all the cases. As you can see, it does give us an error that says switch must be exhaustive. That's because Swift knows that there is one more case that we have not yet accounted for, and that is the case of bread. So we can create a new case. When it's food.bread, we can print, ooh, I like bread. So all of the cases will now be accounted for and the error will go away. Okay, so let's make use of this enumerator and this choosy robot. Let's instantiate the choosy robot by typing in choosy robot of type choosy robot and the actual robot. So we can give the choosy robot some food by typing in choosyrobot.plate, and once again, to set an enumerator choice to this plate, we need to use food dot whatever option we have. And as you can see, it shows us. How about we put in some sushi? So now the plate has sushi. So if we go ahead and make the choosy robot eat this sushi and run the playground, as you can see, the choosy robot will reply with "can you cook it?" That's because the value of plate is now sushi. So since the value of plate is sushi, it executed this print statement. And that's the basics of enumerators and how to use them with switch statements.